We have some really exciting things happening in the shop. The aft cockpit and also the helm station. It's like the first thing you see when you come into the boat. You want to be able to stand up and steer. You want to be able to sit down and steer comfortably.
You could probably even come forward a little bit more.
So much technology that goes into that space. Wind speed, depth, throttles, a compass, radio, engine temperature. What wheel do I want? What size of wheel do I want? Chair in relation to the wheel, in relation to the galley countertop, in relation to the dining table. So a lot of things, I'm getting confused here with my words, but there's a lot of things going on.
Sometimes it feels like infinite work because there is basically like so many projects.
There's some products coming in. Woo! Our fridge arrived for the outside. And another thing that came today is the hatch for the cockpit.
Did you ever think you'd have a couple of bogans building your boat?
So buckle up and let's start. The kind of process is that like I start with this vision or this idea, and then I realize that I'm limited by so many things. Size of wheels, the distances, like how much space we have over a general, and like also it's just gonna be so much technology that goes into that space. And this is definitely a space where I feel like it's like the first thing you see when you come into the boat. So it's kind of like a centerpiece in a way. I've started to sketch up what distances we have, like what am I limited by, you know, like how high can it be? So I started looking at our plan. I also started looking at a lot of inspiration images. This is actually the pictures that we have from the renders. I actually really like the front of these, that it has that little like kind of edge on the bottom. I don't think we will be able to have that horizontal kind of edge very big, unfortunately, because we only have 280 centimeters from the wall. I did a bunch of sketches. It started as a box, then it kind of became a little bit more of like a flat area. I started listing everything that we need, you know, like wind speed, depth, throttles, a compass, radio, probably a phone charger, engine temperature. What wheel do I want? What size of wheel do I want? Like I just gotta list everything. Then I get really overwhelmed. But I think actually this area is something where having an actual real size mock-up, like how I did with the galley. So the mock-up nav station that Dane has put up looks great. It's given me like a very different awareness of the space, I guess. I've also gone and measured the helm station on Delos, and how my concern of the one we have now is the space for the knees. Like on Delos is like 33 centimeters from like the chair to the front of the wheel, and I think that anything less than that, it's just not gonna like feel good when you sit at the helm station. So I'm just gonna do a few more sketches. Dane was really nice and cut out like a piece of wood to the right dimensions of our table. Now I'm gonna make sure that it's in the right place, because later today we're gonna go and pick out a helm chair from Delos, because that's really the only way that we can like really figure out this place. I'm running into a few things, and I bet there will be even more things when I start discussing this with Steve. If this is a middle, I was thinking to have these two fold up like this. So like when we're not necessarily eating dinners and such, we can have it folded together. My idea was to trim that corner, so when the chair is here, I can kind of like walk through, right? So if you think that this corner gets cut off, it's gonna give me more space between the chair. But when I then fold this together, then it's going to be 3 pointed corners and one that is cut, and it might look quite funny actually. And it will be like one of those things where, like, of course you put your cup right on the edge there and it's gonna fall. So before I go look at the chairs from Vitis, I need to figure out a little bit more the helm seat in relation to the countertop and also the table.
Here we are. Toy shop.
There was quite a few on the website that I wanted to see and feel and sit in, so they've taken them out.
Sierra, which one's your favorite? You want to sit in it and tell me how comfy it is? Because you're the tiny captain. You like it? Is it comfy? So what's the name of that one?
This is the Seaman, right? Oh, that's why. So we discussed a lot back and forth. There's different things to consider, how it looks, what color, how it feels, the height, all of these different things. So
how
we're gonna.
comfortable it is to sit in amongst
Yes.
those things.
We've narrowed it down to this one, the Seaman, and we're gonna take this color because I want to see how it kind of looks and feels in the space, and then we're gonna take this one that Sierra likes the most.
I want to stay in here forever.
Forever? Okay. Chain stopper. There we go. So
Nice.
that is integrated buttons with chain counter. Okay, so this is the remote then, huh? Mm-hmm. Yep. That's a beauty right there.
Cool.
And then there's the chain stopper. A nice bit of gear, huh? Mm-hmm. It's fun to start fitting all this stuff to the boat now.
That was a successful mission.
They're so easy to work with.
I know, it's
So awesome that we get to take stuff back, try it, see how it fits.
I
in there.
know, to be able to bring 2 chairs and just like see the color, see the size, fit it out, and then we just bring the one back that we don't choose, you know? So now we
Okay,
can do
we go
that. Okay, we're gonna back to the shop. Me and Brian are looking at the helm chair a little bit more and just looking at like what we think would be the optimal. What is important? Like you want to be able to stand up and steer. You want to be able to sit down in the helm chair and steer comfortably, because that's really mostly what we do. And then I also want to be able to see the instruments from the sofa. So it's hard to maximize all of those things.
You could probably even come forward a little bit more. Where my feet are barely getting clear there with shoes on, right?
That's all the way back. So let's say we do.
All the way back. Now that's too close.
I guess the more me and Brian can figure out, like before we give the project to Steve, like measurements and the actual products that we're gonna put into the boat, the faster the process is. So somewhere around there then, huh?
I think so.
So it has different modes. It flips up, it flips down, back and forth. What I also need to make sure is that where is actually the kitchen countertop gonna come out to? Because I do feel like we're getting pretty close to like the table and the measurements for the helm and stuff like that. So that's my next thing that I'm gonna kind of mark out just to make sure that it doesn't interfere with that. So that's my next mission. So it's been a day of measurements and trying to figure things out with this helm. We've come to some really good decisions, and I think we have our measurements down. I mean, the chair will work. I don't love the color, but with the chair in relation to the wheel, in relation to the galley countertop, in relation to the dining table, I think it's gonna work. It was just really nice to do these measurements and also decide like where is the pedestal gonna end up. And this is really good because now I can order the wheel from Jeffa. So I'm gonna order that and then I can see if maybe what it would take to potentially get it reupholstered, or maybe we just go with the colors we have. How is this material to work with compared to the wood from the inside?
It's metal, so it's much better.
Do you feel the same, Dane?
Yeah, no, it's all right. It's got its pros and cons.
Yeah.
This doesn't have to be covered either, you know, so
Yeah, it's like finished.
what you see.
A bit like me, eh? What you see is what you get.
Yeah, depends if you get the pit or...
You like the mullet? The latest edition?
It's pretty full on mullet
It is,
there,
isn't
man.
it?
It's great.
Full blown bogan. Did you ever think you'd have a couple of bogans building your boat?
So Dan and Dane have been working on the roof outside. So they finished the ones in the forward cockpit, this little roof that we have. And then now they're working on the ones in the back. So we're going to use fast mounts for these as well. So they're kind of using these wooden blocks kind of like that. So this is like an aluminum honeycomb with paint on the top. So they're just fiberglassing the fast mounts on to make them really strong. And this is kind of like the material that we chose. It's a plastic on it now, but it's kind of like a warmer white that we're using on the walls inside. We're gonna use on the outside. And we're also gonna insulate under this, but because it's fast mounts, we can just pop them on and off. Okay, back at the boat this morning, and our fridge arrived for the outside, so I ordered it a while back. So Dan is we're gonna make sure everything fits, and then we're gonna cut the hole, which is a little bit nerve-wracking. We decided to put the fridge kind of like further in by the main door. Potentially would have been better to have it out here for like accessibility, but I'm worried if we have it out there, we're gonna have it more exposed to weather. So let's say that we're taking waves, then that's gonna be exposed to the elements and the waves. So it will just be a better location for it in general to have it last longer.
Did you check my measurements, Kaz?
No!
Shit.
Pretty big space in there, huh?
It is. Stowaways.
Gonna be Sierra's room.
Yeah. I've just cut open the dog kennel for when I buy Sierra a pup. Just going to put a bit of mesh on the front, so when you're on shore, you can just lock the dog up in here.
That's all we need.
Yeah, to hide all your gold and silver behind there, mate.
After we're done, we're not going to have any gold and silver, Dan.
You and me both, mate. Give her a tickle up, we'll see what we're left with, eh?
Sweet.
Do a test fit first, Kaz, or are we just going to go for it? Only one way to find out, really, isn't there?
Yeah. It looks great, though.
Just going to grab a drink, Kaz, and I'll be with you.
Looks awesome. It's gonna pause dance music. He hates when I pause his music. He's like, ah. But the last roof panel in here is going in. it just brightened up this space so much, and it just made it feel a lot cleaner and a lot bigger, which all of those are good things.
Such an immense area. You don't realize how much roof area we have until you cover it. Anyway, she's getting there. Sometimes it feels like infinite work because there is basically like so many projects, but we're just take them one day at a time. And when I get frustrated with something, I work on something else for a bit. And that's kind of the way it goes.
G'day, Kazza.
Morning!
What's going on?
Is this the day?
This is the day.
I got some exciting things in the mail. I got a sink for the outside and a tap for the outside. So on the back we're gonna have a barbecue and we're gonna have a sink on the back there, which is really exciting because I think it's gonna be an amazing area, but I'm just now trying to figure out everything that we need for it and how things are gonna work. So I'm gonna unpack this and see what we have. It's a pretty big sink, but I think it would be so cool to have it outside up there, so...
Cut a hole and then stiffen her up, and then we'll just wait and see what the cutout on the barbie
Yeah.
looks like. You don't want me to cut that yet, do you?
No.
Why not, Kaz?
Because the measurements are So I ordered a barbecue, and of course they don't have it in Australia, and it's really the only one that fits in this area. All the other ones are too big. It was gonna take a month. I called them and we're like, it's gonna be delivered this week, right? And they were like, it's gonna take another month.
Good old back order. Take your money and
I
delay the
know.
product.
This is our rant for today. I honestly think they just forgot to order it.
That old chestnut.
Yep. But now she's gonna give me weekly updates. So hopefully it will be here in a month.
Mash it
In the middle?
on the corners.
Oh.
Give it a good one. Give it some.
What?
Give it some. Woo!
That was fun. Look at that. It looks great. Yeah, I'm really excited about how this turned out. And then we'll have this area for like offloading or whatever, and then whenever we get the barbecue, we'll put it right there. And another thing that came today is Dan is just laughing at me when I'm talking to the camera by myself. Another thing that came today is the hatch for the cockpit. So a lot of things in the cockpit is happening today, which is exciting, and I really just wish we had the barbecue, but I'm not gonna ponder on that. Anyways, it's a hatch from Allfab, and Dan is just gonna cut the hole. So we put the fridge there, and behind the fridge, in this area, there is some space.
You gotta bash it this time, Kaz, or you want me to bash it?
You bash it. Nice. There's a pretty good amount of room in there.
No stowaways in there, Kaz. Hey?
Nice.
Get in there, Kaz.
So we're just gonna put like one shelf in the middle here. That's pretty much it.
Just want one?
I think so. Super successful day. I love how the sink turned out, and Dan kind of cleaned up the sides a little bit too and straightened everything up, so it looks great. I actually think it looks better than the renders that we had. The sink was kind of like turned a little bit differently, and I think this is a much better spot for it. So I hope you guys liked all the missions and all the projects that was happening this week. And yeah, if you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Or if you have any questions, pop them in the comments below. And yeah, I guess everything continues next week, and yeah, see you next Friday. Bye. And then of course the thingamajiggy comes here,
The thingamajiggy.
and then
What's the thingamajiggy, Kaz? The thingamabob for the Watsy.
yes,
For the Hoosie.
and then we'll build like a little platform that kind of sits on, and then yada yada yada.
Woohoo!